Kristin South, Badger Thunder, sophomore defenseman from Portage. Kristin, you were All-State honorable mention this year as a sophomore. I guess for starters, what was your reaction to finding that out?
I was pretty excited. I remember I was actually writing a history paper and I was kind of having an okay day. And then I got a text from my coach saying that he had big news to tell me and I had to call him. And I called him and he told me and I got really excited. And from the rest of the day, that was all I could think about.
Was that something, I mean, with the kind of season that you had, scoring as many goals as you did, was this something that you thought in the back of your mind might happen, or did it catch you completely by surprise?
Honestly, I didn't think that I would get this honor, so it really did catch me by surprise.
As a defenseman, scoring as many goals as you did, I guess just talk about how that happened, how you were able to be as effective with the puck in the offensive zone as you were in the defensive zone.
Well, on my team, I was known as our team sniper for my wrist shot. And so a lot of the girls would always just try to pass it to me, so I'd always try to get open for that, and then I'd just be able to try to put the puck where the goalie wasn't.
Were you able to catch a lot of teams by surprise coming from the defensive zone and being as effective with the puck as you were, do you think?
Yeah, I think a few teams were caught a little off guard.
I would imagine after a while, like playing a lot of the teams, at some point, eventually, you play the same teams a couple times throughout the year. By the middle of the season, I'm sure they probably knew what to expect from you.
Probably.
Talk a little bit about, I mean, obviously in Portage, there's not a lot of interest in hockey. A few of your girls play for the Thunder, the Baraboo Co-op, and a couple of the boys play for the Co-op with Baraboo, but other than that, there's not a lot of interest. Talk just a little bit about what it was like growing up here, playing hockey, going to Madison, playing hockey, and how you managed to stay interested all throughout growing up.
At times it was kind of tough because traveling, it was so hard. I couldn't just, drive a few minutes and get to the gym. I always had the shortest drive to the rink I had was half an hour, and that'd probably be to Baraboo. And while a few times I would get a little uninterested, like I'd always worry about school and other things, but it's just, hockey's an incredible sport, and once, you start playing it and get hooked on it, you just can't stop.
How did you get hooked? I mean, you said you played for 11 years. How did you get started? Talk about how you got hooked.
Actually, Portage used to have youth teams when I was in kindergarten, and so I started out playing with them, but those teams kind of fell apart, so I moved to Madison teams, and I started playing because it was in my family. Like my dad played, and a whole bunch of people on my mom's side played, and so. But I was the first girl to play. And I guess I just thought it was just really exciting, and I just stuck with it.
Talk about what's the trend. You said that you played for a Madison under-14 team last year as a freshman, and then made the transition this year to playing for the Thunder, the high school co-op. Talk about what that transition was like from the under-14 team to playing high school hockey.
It was a little scary at first. I wasn't sure about the girls, because with my under-14 team, I was the oldest girl. And now in the high school team, I was one of the youngest girls. And so I was a little scared that the girls might be a little mean, but they really weren't. They were probably the nicest girls I've ever played with. And I really liked transitioning into high school hockey. We got more practices than the U14 team did, because we always have practice almost every day, and we had off-ice training, and we had a lot of team bonding. And all that stuff I wasn't used to with the under-14 team.
What was the biggest challenge of, obviously you had a really successful season. What was the biggest challenge to making that adjustment, and when along the way do you think, or maybe right away, I don't know, when along the way did you get comfortable and start to really be able to have the kind of year that you had?
At the beginning, the practices were harder. They were much more or less screwing around, more business than the other teams I've been on. And so I realized that, and the practices, like a lot of times we'd have some late times, so I'd get home late, which I wasn't really used to with my other team. But I realized that pretty much right away, and I was able to adjust to it.
You went to a banquet, I think, right, for being selected to the All-State team, right?
Yeah.
What was that? Talk a little bit about what that, just being a part of that was like that weekend, the day before the state tournaments.
It was pretty incredible. I mean, you got to see all the other all-state athletes plus the state tournament teams, and the atmosphere was just great. I mean, I got to see a few of my friends who also made the all-state team, and along with one of my teammates, Hannah Juckett, and it was a really nice experience just to get to be with our families and getting to eat dinner and getting recognized.
It's been a couple weeks, I think, now since that banquet, since you found out about that honor. You know, have you had a chance? Has it set in? I guess you know that's a pretty nice honor. Has it set in at all? You know what you were able to accomplish this year, or have you started to look forward already?
Yeah, it has, and it's made me really look forward to next season.
Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
Awesome. Congratulations. Good luck next season.
Thank you.